Hello everyone, and welcome to a new episode of the SHIRO Show. I am Patrick TraynoCo, and here is Danold, or Dan the Man Danthrax.
Sure, any of those works. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Welcome. We have a lot of good stuff planned, and particularly me with my voice sounding raspy as heck. That's gonna be a good feature of this podcast. Am I right, Dan?
Yeah, but you know what? I'm glad you're joining me today, Pat. I'm glad you're feeling a little better than you were last week and
tiny bit
up to joining us. So we're missing SaturnDave today because his work is holding him holding him hostage today as they're doing some end of the year bookkeeping.
Got like a water gun to his head. Sorry, you can't say anything with the G word in YouTube, or else it'll ban us from the channel.
So we're missing Dave, but you got the two of us today. So, and we have a pretty cool episode on tap for you today. We have a couple of under the microscopes with some new stuff that Bo Bales found, and a new English fan translation to talk about. And we're going to take a look back at the biggest Saturn stories for 2024. So it should be fun, huh, Pat?
I think it'll be a lot of fun. But we also have a guest here, Randoms here. Are you here, Randoms?
Yeah, hello everyone. How you doing?
Hi, Random.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you too,
Merry Christmas.
good sir. Good too, but yeah, I guess we'll start with updates. What have you been up to, Mr. Dan? And any pickups?
I have so many pickups, because not only did I have a little birthday gathering with my parents, but I also, we had Christmas, so I have a bunch of stuff to show off. I actually don't have everything that I got, but I do have a small selection of things. So Bunny got me for Christmas this awesome retro console calendar for 2025, and what's cool is it's got all these different Sega consoles for the artwork in it. Like, there's a Genesis, and it actually has the Sega Saturn.
February, a couple months away.
There's February. Let's see, what else do we got? Looks like
they
they're
got
also
the Game
in
Gear.
June.
A lot of people can't see the Game Gear because it's in green, but that's what was that on that bottom right corner. I had to look on Dan's monitor to see his feed to see what exactly that was.
Getting keyed out, but there's another Saturn page, so that's cool. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun calendar. We're probably gonna hang that up in the kitchen. So I was excited about that. I got a couple of Xbox Series X games. I got Sonic X Shadow Generations. So I did try that out.
So it's good that you said the Generations. If you said Sonic X Shadow, that's probably, people would think that's something else that might not be appropriate.
Oh God, yeah, no. With the Sonic fandom, you never know. But no, this is a video game by Sega that does not involve anything.
Any kissing or hugging or cuddling between two hedgehogs?
No, I don't think so. Just
what a shame.
Just fighting and trash talking. No, yeah, I tried it out for a little bit. It's pretty cool. I did like Sonic Generations when it first came out, so I know it's gonna be a good game. And then everybody's talking about how the shadow portion that they added to this remaster was really cool. So looking forward to that. I also got the new Indiana Jones game on Xbox. Nice. I've not had a chance to install that yet, but I will at my soonest convenience.
I heard it's really good.
I heard that it was a really good game. So, and then the last thing I will show you today is a figure. It is a waifu, and it is so spicy that I'm going to have to try to censor her a little bit. So we have Rosalind Stout of the Atelier Ryza series in a skimpy negligee, as you can see here.
I'm guessing what's being covered is her underpants.
Strategically holding one of the little cushions that she comes with. Yeah, she comes with she's got her little hat here, which she could balance on her head, but it doesn't really balance well. It's just supposed to sit off to the side.
It's like a Jill Valentine beret.
Yeah, and then she does come with like a couple of these soft, squishy pillows, which is pretty awesome. So it's a very nice figure. My friend Court got her for me for Christmas, and I'm very happy with it. It was awesome. An amazing gift that he got me, so thank you, Court.
This is Keith that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I've wanted that Ryza figure for a while since she came out, and it's like I cannot believe that he got it for me. I'm like stunned. So yeah, super cool. So those are probably my those are some of my pickups. Those are some of the ones that I have here with me. Besides that, just kind of saw family and ate a lot of food.
Did you toot your horn?
I tooted my horn. Yes, that's true. I
Mr.
played trumpet
Toot?
at church for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, so that went well. That was good. I played trumpet with my dad. So that's something nice we have been doing since I was in high school.
Well, family that toots together stays together, I say.
Yeah, I guess so. But yeah, other than that, been a pretty good week. How have you been, Pat?
I'm pretty good. Before I give my updates, I probably should shout out the chat. There's a lot of chats here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Got Wiener Bob, Tales of Saturn, Neil Henderson, Saturn, Analog Black Sheep Shiro, Pudgy Bunny, Slow Coin. Got Diana Kins in the chat. Shouts out. It's another 363 days on Christmas. Yay! Paul Blort, Neil Henderson, Captain Hodden, Dragons of Saturn, Christian Marte. Let's see, Bo's in the chat. Mr. Bobo, talk about covers articles. Evan Jenkins, Sega Saturn #1. Hell yeah. Let's see. Am I missing anybody? Max Geist. Hi all. And Warto with the eyes. I don't know what the. I guess the eyes is the showing your figure. So the Pokies, Sega Saturn Poke Shiro.
Yeah, maybe that's it. She doesn't have Pokies. She's clothed. She's covered. She doesn't have any. She's just relaxing. Yeah, she's relaxing and ready for bed. So yeah, no, it didn't. It's like, you know what? I don't know, Pat. She's my figure now, so.
Well, I'm concerned you put her in the couch afterwards.
Yeah, no, I didn't put her on the couch. She actually is on another one of the little cushions that she came with.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up one of those in the cat, pick up the figure, and I'll save that for later.
Yeah, please. Pat.
On my side, it's been pretty good. I had a pretty good Christmas. I actually got a couple pickups that weren't really Christmas related, but they're still pretty cool. Well, I mean, they're Christmas related, but I didn't get them for Christmas.
Okay.
Pick it up over here. I got two things. So, as everyone knows, I like Daft Punk a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I think it was like 2 weeks ago, I went to see the Daft Punk Interstellar 555 movie in theaters. That movie was good. The AI was absolute dog shit, but the rest of the movie was really good. Hearing the sound system blast and having all the music playing was pretty crazy, and I liked it. And then I picked up this Interstellar 555 Discovery Interstellar 555 edition with the originally this is what the Japanese print was, with the little Japanese text on it. Got the Christian dolls transformed on one side, and then the real Christian dolls on the other. Really cool artwork. The artwork is really beautiful on it. It's very clear. It comes with a Daft Club card, so you can join the Daft Punk club again. I only got the regular edition. There's a gold edition, but I was too slow and was not able to buy it. Yeah. So but I was able to get the regular edition, so I'm happy just to get this one. I like this is a 1-to-1 reprinting of the Japanese one, so very happy about that. Nice. Daft Punk's amazing. And I also missed out on something, and I was sad. I thought I'd missed out on, but I ended up getting them. They are the slip mat covers for my turntable of Daft Punk. It's they got Tomas right here, and then Manuel right there, and the other, and it's like the Christian Dolls golden discs.
So yeah, those are pretty cool.
Turntable. I was a bit disappointed though, because the quality is kind of not that great on them for the printing.
Oh.
It's kind of lackluster. I was kind of disappointed a bit, but I mean, they're official Daft Punk, so I mean, I can't complain too much. I love Daft Punk. I would recommend that if people want to get these slip mats, maybe you could probably print them out in higher quality and yourselves, and they won't be, expensive.
Sure.
But either way, I'm really happy to get them. I picked them up, and they're really cool, so I'm glad I was able to get these guys. There's a bunch of other Daft Punk merch that I missed out on. Unfortunately, there's a lot of shirts, but they all sold out instantaneously because that's the way the market is. So a bit disappointed on that end. I did like the thing I did like about seeing the movie in theaters, that they actually had they not only showed the Discovery movie, but they showed all the music videos for the Homework era Daft Punk, and then they showed off the last music video Daft Punk ever released was it Forever Looping or something like that, or I forgot the name of it. It's like Forever Infinite or something like that. I forgot the name of it, but it's the last Daft Punk music video. It's like Forever Repeating, I think. Anybody could tell me the name of it, that'd be great. So yeah, that was pretty awesome. I had a great Christmas. I got a bunch of cool things. Spent it with my girlfriend and my parents. There was a lot of fun.
Nice.
Shouts out. Had a lot of fun. I not only saw that, but I also saw another movie. I saw 2 movies. I guess the one we'll talk about is the song. I guess before we do the Sonic and Shadow, since that'll be the focus, I saw Complete Unknown, that Bob Dylan film. That one I saw it last night. That was really good. I'm a big fan of Bob Dylan, and I love like folk music. So I was really excited to see it. It pretty much ice spoilers that it's like his early career, and then his transition to playing electric, and the whole festival in New York City where they tried to rip out his guitars because he was playing electric. So it's that whole telling. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think people should, if you like Bob Dylan and like I do, you should definitely go see the movie. Not sure how many Bob Dylan fans are in the chat here. That's probably very limited. But if you're a Bob Dylan fan, highly recommend seeing Complete Unknown. I think Timothy Chalamet did a good job, and I didn't get distracted of him being Paul. What's his name? Paul from Dune the entire time, or Willy Wonka.
Oh yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, I was joking though that that would have been funny if all of a sudden it's like you just hear the sound, and then a giant sandworm just starts destroying downtown Manhattan, and like it's like Paul, wake up, Paul, and just transitions to Dune 3. That'd be really funny.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, but
So the other movie you saw was Sonic 3.
I did. I saw it. I think I saw it a couple friends of mine at last Friday. I think it's probably the best film in the series, bar none.
Okay.
I thought it was probably the best one.
Liked it that much, huh?
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. I think they fixed the issues with a lot of the human. I won't spoil it too much, but they fixed a lot of the issues with the human characters being the focus, which I didn't like. It's like, it was like they because I really didn't like the Sonic 2 where the whole thing was the whole wedding plot. I thought that was really dumb with the dude from Criminal Minds.
It dragged it down. Yeah, Shamar Moore.
Yeah, Milenko agreed that Sonic 2 was good until the human showed up.
Shamar Moore, I always think of him as Malcolm from Young and the Restless, because I grew up around a bunch of women who watch soap operas, so that's where I know him from.
Who?
Was playing Shamar Moore, who was, you said he's the guy from Criminal Minds. I know him as being a soap opera
that's what his name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
I watch Criminal Minds so much, I can only see him as that dude from Criminal Minds.
I watch it a lot too. Yeah, it's a good show. But yeah, the wedding subplot did really drag things down in the middle of Sonic 2. And I do agree that they sort of fixed that in Sonic 3. Like, the human characters are there, but like they are in there for like appropriate reasons to the plot, and they don't overstay their welcome, and it just handled much better.
Yeah, and I think all the humans' plot is always a warm welcome, and they kept it to where you actually want to see them. It's like, oh cool, they're back again. So it's like, it's more of a like you were saying, it's more of a more of a warm welcoming thing than, oh god, we got to spend another 20 minutes on human subplot. Great, my favorite. And then I do agree that one character like appeared, and they were setting the person up, and then they just disappeared. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
I guess we're out of the loop on that. And they never confirmed.
That was weird. I kind of wonder if that person was like lost in the edit. You know, maybe they had more scenes and it just got edited for time or something, or what? I don't know. Yeah,
and then another character that died in the movie. I don't know if that was confirmed or not. They actually died. So that was the only concern. Like, they never confirmed that. Oh, did they? He 100%? I wasn't sure.
I don't know. I guess I just sort of presumed it. That's the way they showed it. You know, they depicted it on screen. So.
I mean, they could have just. I mean, they showed another character that specifically died, but they end up not dying.
I mean, I guess, but that's different. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see. They could do whatever they want in Sonic 4, which is confirmed to be coming already.
Yeah, my issue though is I don't know where they could go with that. Like, where can they go? Like, after that ending, I'm not sure like where they could go for the subplot. I mean, they showed a certain couple characters in the ending. One of my friends said, you know, it'd be really, really sick if they did a multiverse thing and it was like, oh, it's like the SatAM universe is like entering, like, you know, on the Archie comics.
Oh gosh,
It's
that'd
like,
be wild.
oh god, and then it's
That's
like,
just asking for Ken Penders to sue Paramount Pictures, though. They're not going to do that. They're not going to bring the Archie comics in.
I mean, obviously they're not gonna add his creepy OCs. I mean, it probably would be like a taking that universe but not using those characters, if that makes sense.
I guess. I mean, he wrote for that comic for so long, though, it would be hard to avoid all the stuff he made or all the stuff that he thinks that he made.
Yeah. I mean, I think Malika said we're getting spoilers. I didn't think we were getting spoilers. There's nothing that I said that specifically that I'm saying that the ending.
It's
I thought it was pretty vague on that.
So,
I mean, that's
so
the
generally, reason. You did like it though, so that's good.
Yeah, it was a good movie. It was the best one. It was weird that they beheaded Maria for that 20 minute segment. I don't know what that was about.
Not spoilers. He's kidding.
That was a bold choice by Paramount. I didn't know how that was going to pan out, but I mean, there was some really cool
cheered, right?
Yeah. It was a weird. I don't know why they had to behead her for like 20 minutes. That was kind of a little bit too much, but I thought it was really good. But yeah, I think there's a lot of Easter eggs though that I noticed that a lot of people missed out on that I wish I could talk about, but I don't want to spoil anything.
Yeah, I think this was kind of the most Easter egg filled of the three yet, which is a lot of fun to see as someone who's been into Sonic since 1992.
Yeah, no, I wish I could say I've been into it since 1992, but I was 0 in 1992.
Right.
Yeah, I wish I could tell more about Slow Coin, but unfortunately there's this funny thing that happened with a friend of mine, and he flipped out when he saw the credits, but I don't want to spoil it anymore because it's gonna get to spoiler territory, and people are staying careful on that. So
yeah, the movie's only been out for a week, so
has it been a week? It felt like 2.
Actually,
yeah, it came out on my birthday last week. Well, internationally, it's been out for 2 days, right? So for our international viewers, it definitely is a fresh movie still. You're right, Random. But yeah, here in the United States, it came out. Well, the preview day was on December 19th, 8 days ago, and then it officially released on the 20th last Friday. So
yeah. So okay. Well, yeah. It's like I said, I think it's the best movie in the series. It blows 1 and 2 out of the water. So I think if people are expecting a good movie, they can go for it. I didn't really see a lot of. I mean, I think it's the highest rated one. It's like 85 on Rotten Tomato and beat Mufasa at the box office. So
yeah, it did. Sonic 3 did beat Mufasa like by I don't know, $20 million or something. So it did really well.
And Disney
Kind of an
did
egg
not
on-
like that.
No, yeah, it was
They
egg on
did
the
not
face of
like that in
Disney.
the absolute, because I think there was this thing where you go on, like, I don't know, social media, and Disney was like, oh yes, Mufasa, like the greatest movie released, and then everyone says no, Sonic Free, but then like they hide the comments or something like that. I don't remember I saw that for the first time, but yeah, Disney being nitpicky as always.
Yeah.
yeah, to be fair though, I mean, maybe Disney will learn its lesson and not making like garbage remakes or garbage live action remakes of things. You know what they should have done?
Well, I mean, it was technically a new movie with Mufasa, a new plot, but I mean, it's like nobody wants to see these, CG super realistic lions with no expressiveness to their faces. Like, it's such a downgrade from the hand drawn stuff.
You know what I want that I would have been in my seat day one if they did? Lion King 1.5 movie. I would be in my seats like. They're missing the plot. Timon and Pumbaa are literally the best thing from Lion King, and they're missing the plot on that completely. I think Lion King is like Timon and Pumbaa, like even the Timon and Pumbaa TV show, that was way better than actual Lion King itself. I will say that on record that Timon and Pumbaa were a way better enjoyment that I had than the original Lion King. Timon and Pumbaa are just epic. And whoever says otherwise is absolutely incorrect.
Biggest Timon and Pumbaa fanboy over here.
I am. I stand Timon and Pumbaa. And you know what's crazy? Marge Simpson was even in Lion King 1.5. So, like, that's not good. Yeah, she plays the lady that plays Marge's voice. I forgot her name. She's in that one too.
That's
so
neat.
I mean, if Timon's epic enough to have Marge Simpson as a mom, I don't know how great That can be. I hope I better see some Timon and Pumbaa stands. Yeah, there we go. Evan Jenkins, get like Timon and Pumbaa stands in the chat, please. But Historic Nerd said he's in the chat. Hey, Historic Nerd. Jim Carrey can only act across from Jim Carrey. 100%. Not gonna spoil it, but that's probably the best part of the movie for me, in my opinion. And then Mufasa's same vein as the Han Solo prequel movie. No one really wanted it. Yeah, I agree. I mean, at least Han Solo added something in the universe, though, I guess, but like not much.
I mean, I and not to get onto too much of a tangent here because it's a Saturn show, we got a lot to talk about. But like, I generally like the Han Solo movie. I thought the cinematography was rough, and some of the lore explanations were a little bit silly. But like, it was generally not a bad movie. I had fun with it, so I think I like it more than the average person does, maybe.
I just wish they did the Han Solo dance from that Star Wars game.
No.
You ever see that dancing game? I'm Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Oh, like the Connect game or whatever.
Yeah, they should have had him do that halfway through the movie. It's still
should have been the after credits thing.
Yeah, that's still a miss on my part. I think that would have been the best Star Wars movie ever if they did that. Even better than Empire Strikes Back if they added that in there.
Oh boy. Well, hey, listen, before we get into the news, I wanted to make a quick announcement of an announcement that we are almost at the end of the year, of course, but also we're almost at the beginning of January, which will mean a new SHIRO monthly community challenge.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, and we are, which Random knows something about because he's also on the committee, and we are not announcing it just yet because we do have a few days left until January 1st. But it will be announced on Wednesday, January 1st, so look out for that on the website, SegaSaturnShiro.com, and then we'll talk about it on the show next week. So yeah, that'll be a fun one and a seasonally appropriate one. That'll be the only hint I give.
Yeah, because it's gonna be summer, right?
Right. Well, I guess Australia, it's summer, and New Zealand, maybe it's not seasonally appropriate for them.
As far as I know.
Yeah, and all of South America, that's true. Much of Africa. Anyway, seasonally appropriate for me, where I live. There you go.
Hear the drums echoing tonight.
So do we want to get into news, Pat?
Do we have to?
Yeah, I think so. I think the viewers are expecting it and demand it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I don't have an option now then, right?
Yep.
Let me go get the browser
make 'em
up.
happy. Okay.
Okay, I don't know the browser's right there, but I guess that's where the browser will lay. Oh, maybe it's because I picked the wrong one. Let me get the browser that's actually the browser. There we go. I was like, why is the browser garbage?
Malenko joked in chat when the technical problems would start, and I guess those are your technical problems for today.
I mean, if that's the technical problem, then I guess we're at a good place right now.
This is a good show today. We're doing well.
I just hit the wrong button. That's pretty dang good in my opinion.
Yeah, definitely. So I think first up we've got an Under the Microscope feature from Bo Bales about Tokyo Highway Battle Drift King 97.
Oh wait, did I miss that one? Okay, sorry, I must skip that last week. My bad.
No, it got posted on like Saturday. It got posted after the show.
Sorry.
Or Sunday maybe.
Sunday Sonerstag.
Yeah, I was surprised he got something up on Sunday, but Bo is ambitious. So as he says, American and European Saturn owners didn't get to play Genki's Tokyo Highway Battle. It only came out for the PlayStation in those regions. A Saturn version was published in Japan. However, the game is pretty much the same on both platforms. So when Malenko pointed him, Bo Bales, to a magazine with a cheat code for the PlayStation version, the question naturally arose: can you do the same thing on the Saturn version? The answer is yes.
Can you do the same thing? Oh, well, there you go.
Sorry, yes, I jumped the gun there on you. You can, but the Saturn code is different, but it will grant you something that the PlayStation version does not: lots of points and a bonus car. So I guess if you are at the title screen and you press the A button 9 times and then the C button 7 times, and then you press start to enter scenario mode. Don't load an existing save, just choose exit at the backup RAM screen. Then when you go to the Bando, which is called the Speed Shop in Malenko's fan-translated patched version.
Getting the Bando is a whole different thing when you're in the car scene. You don't want to be getting that Bando. That's when you know you're having an issue with your car and probably should retire it.
Yes. So when you go to Bando or the car shop, the speed shop, you'll see that you have maxed out points. You have 1 point shy of 10 million. So you can buy anything and everything you want there. So that's cool. Also, when you go to the car select screen, you can press Z to get the Type VW car. It's a Volkswagen Beetle. And pressing
Oh
X
boy, a
lets you change the
Volkswagen
colors.
Beetle. All the racers want to drift in that thing.
No, but that's really cool. Like, yeah, all the cars are like kind of, just kind of your standard boxy touring car type of cars. And here you can race as a Volkswagen Beetle. Who knew? In the Saturn version of Tokyo Highway Battle.
My question is, who wants to?
I do. I haven't tried this out yet, but I want to because I think it'd be fun.
Dan would not survive in the Midnight Club.
Fun fact, I believe my dad's first car was a VW Bug. So I think he would probably get a kick out of it too. So
Lucas said it's a maxed out car, perfect stats. Wow, what bias that is. They can't make it the Type R or the GTR. It has to be a Volkswagen. Where they shoved like a Jay-Z engine in that biznatch.
Yeah, well, it may be slightly modified from a stock, but that's okay.
Jay-Z swapped that mother.
Adds to the aerodynamicness, I'm sure.
I'm sure the aerodynamics of that car is epic.
Yes. Yellow bug all the way, Slowcoin said. That's right. Captain Hutton says it's neat. So yeah, that's pretty neat. You can check out Bo Bales's Rings of Saturn blog on 32bit.substack.com. Or you can check out his article on SegaSaturnShiro.com. He does go into how he found this code. He used the Ghidra to decompile the game and kind of figure out what was hidden in there, as he always does. So thank you, Bo, for checking that out, finding new things about a beloved game.
All right, the next article. This is a big one. Saturn Bomberman Fight English translation is out now. So,
yes,
for those of you that don't know, Malenko for a while has been working on a fan translation of Saturn Bomberman Fight. While the first Bomberman was published in English in the United States, this one sadly stayed in Japan. But thanks to the epic work of Malenko and others, we can finally enjoy this game in English for all to see and reenact their favorite terroristic event they'd like, whether it be Oklahoma City,
I don't know about that.
Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber.
Don't get us banned from YouTube, please.
I think there's other ones too. If anybody wants to put their favorite terroristic event in the chat, just let me know.
Please don't do that. Yeah, so Malenko did a great job with this. Solo Nerf Herder translated the game, and he was assisted on tools by Nanash1 or Nanashi and Derek A-Team. Shadowmask had subtitles. Blue Moon 95 did some beta testing and injected English text. So it was a team effort here. It did take 2 years to finish this patch. So I implore everyone to check it out and, see the fruits of their labors.
I like Lemmy Hawkins. Wow, Bomberman really was different in Japan. It hits differently. They went a different direction.
Yeah, but yeah, this is like an interesting take on Bomberman because it's closer to like Power Stone almost. It's like an isometric 3D fighting game. It's not the top-down sort of action puzzle game. And what's neat about this one is that every character, and there are a bunch of characters, all have their own story, which is what took most of the translating that went into this patch. So. There's a lot to experience in it. I believe, and I'm sorry I didn't mention this in my story, but this patch does also incorporate something that Bo Bales found, which was, I think it was like a stage select or something like that. He had put up an article on our site earlier this year.
Basically what happens is that if you have a special controller plugged in, you actually get access.
The Hudson pad.
Key pants? What is he talking about, my key pants?
I don't know.
I don't know what he's talking about. All right.
Chroma key pants. I guess he's saying your pants are kind of keying out a little bit.
Oh gosh, my pants are keying. Dang. That's what I get for wearing my plaid pants today.
No, Hawden pointed out, yes, I did make the English title screen for this game.
Yay, everyone give claps for Dan.
That was my small contribution to this batch.
Yeah, those are
I-
my pajama pants. But yeah, no.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Like I was saying. Sorry that threw me off. The basically there's a controller, like a Hudson controller, you plug in and it unlocks special stages, and you could replicate it with a modern controller,
That's-
like a controller, but you'd have to hit the button really fast. So
Yeah.
what Bo did was allow that to be enabled by like automatically, so you can auto like what's it called? Yeah, it'll auto unlock the stages, so you don't have to hit the button 20 times or buy a special controller to play it. So thank you
cool.
for that. Great. And that's sort of what I like about patches like this. It's like it's not only a fan translation, but a quality of life, increase, which is my favorite type of patch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and fun fact, Bomberman Fight is the game that was advertised in the Japanese TV commercial in which Sega SHIRO famously throws a person who explodes upon landing on the ground. I thought that was a good thing to note. Because everybody knows that crazy looking clip, but it's like, what game was that actually advertising? It was this one. It was Bomberman Fight.
Yeah, very good, good game.
That makes sense.
Unlocks 3 bonus stages, Malenko said. Yeah, it makes sense because explosions and Bomberman. It does make sense.
Shadow asking me a new trailer for the game. Do you know if you could send that to me? Oh, did he say? Oh, here's that commercial, by the way.
Yeah, I guess I should have added the trailer that Shadow made to the story. Sorry, I've been negative. Well, I posted this like on Christmas Eve because that's when the patch came out, and I've been a little busy with Christmas. And then I worked yesterday. I had like a ton of work to do because I was lazy and took all these days off. So it just makes work harder when you actually go to work. So yeah, I'll have to add those couple things to the story. But yeah, thanks to everybody who worked on this patch. Super cool.
Yeah, no, and this is definitely a long line of great projects Malenko has worked on, including Logic Puzzle Rainbow Town, Fire Pro, Blazing Tornado, and 6-Man Scramble, Drift King, and then his currently Terra Fantastica is working on. So hopefully we'll see that soon. I know he's been looking at some other things as well, so I'm excited to see what he works on next because we'll be there.
Yep, Malenko does a great job.
Support him.
He is a prolific Saturn fan translator.
Yeah, but I just want to thank him. I love Bomberman. Bomberman's one of my favorite games. So if you guys really want to play some Bomberman, definitely, give Bomberman Fight a shot.
Yes.
Sorry, someone typed Cerulean typed Bomberman 64 in the chat, and that just got me. Sorry.
Perfect. No notes.
Alrighty, so next article. Under the microscope, EJ. I have no idea how to say that. Detective Agency.
Ejihon.
Ejihon. Yeah.
Ejihon Detective Agency.
Yep.
PMG the link. Oh crap. Yeah, I can't load that up because it would knock off Dan's video.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just me.
Sorry. Crap. Let's see if I can turbo hit it.
Who needs Dan, Malenko said. It's true.
Here's the trailer.
Good point.
Boom. Unexpected explosion.
Great. I love it. 10 out of 10 no notes. Great trailer.
Yep, good stuff.
Shadow again coming in clutch with that amazing trailer. But yeah, Bomberman. What the heck? Okay, but yeah, thank you guys. Go play Bomberman. I'm gonna see if I can play it on the stream. If you have time, I'll play a little bit. We'll do a game stream. So I'll try my best. I can't make any promises. I got a movie at 6:30 I get to, so I'm gonna hurry up. Well, it's 6:30 my time. It's 4 o'clock right now, so I got 2 hours. You got 2 hours potentially, probably an hour with time. All right, so Ejihon.
Yes, Ejihon.
Ejihon Detective Agency. So, I've never heard of this game before. Have you, Dan?
Definitely not. This was a first for me when Bo wrote about it in this article.
So this was an A-Create game by AM1 that worked on House of the Dead 1. So I've never heard of this game before. This one is developed by that was developed for the Sega Titan Video Arcade platform, which is the Sega STV. In other words, really cool thing. It uses the cartridge of the CDs, but it was a bit simple to get there. There's a bunch of other ports, like of course Golden Axe, the Dual, Baku Baku Animal, Die Hard Arcade being some of the key ones. I know also there was Radiant Silvergun was also on this STV.
Okay, yeah,
So-
Cotton 2, I think, was.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I only wanted to bring up the good games, Dan. I'm just joking.
Please, I know you love you some Cotton 2, Pat.
Yeah, no, I think Dianakins would call me out, being like, she knows how much I love Cotton.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, there's a Saturn version, and it was never released on its own. However, it did appear in the very obscure Super Prologue game sampler. So that's kind of weird. So this game never is released, but except onto the Saturn Prologue Touring game sampler that I guarantee that our friend Sega Steve is gonna have.
Yeah, probably.
I love Sega Steve. We're actually gonna do a booth at Game On Expo this year, so I'm excited
Nice.
to support him with that. I'm not gonna be able to do my Serates, but I'm gonna bring a couple, and yeah, we'll get some Saturn representation, and I'll bother him the entire weekend.
Nice.
I'll poke
Sounds
him in
like fun.
his face. Also, Tony Hawk's coming, so I might get my skateboard signed by Mr. Hawk himself.
Oh,
So that'd be
That'd be
cool. See if he can do an ollie.
so yeah, I guess this Ejihon is the most substantial thing that's on this GameWare demo disc. And because it's otherwise like a digital magazine. But I guess it's sort of like mini games or something. And yeah, Bo kind of found it and did a simple little patch that saves you from having to sit through GameWare's ads and from navigating its menu. He makes the patch that you can download from, I think, Sega Extreme. Just lets you boot right into the Ejihon detective game. So that's neat.
That's pretty cool. So that way you don't have to sit through all the BS of having to look at all the ads for whatever crap they sell in the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's really cool. I think this is a really cool patch, and yeah, I can't wait to play it on the prologue once Sega Steve comes.
Yeah, and what's
Should be
neat is I
fun.
guess the Saturn version has an extra playable mode that the arcade, the STV version, did not.
Wow.
Yeah, it's got like a 2-player version and Saturn version, so which Bo does highlight in his article here. So that's neat.
Yeah, so if you guys want to check this out, this article sort of focuses it in more detail, goes into some of the hacking notes and some of the obscure ones. It also shows the different title screens for it, which is kind of cool. So,
Yeah, a lot of differences between these two versions.
so if you want to go
Seemingly
more in
the
depth,
same game.
yeah, definitely check out the article and give Bo some shouts,
Thanks, Bo.
Mr. Bobo. And then, of course, the Best of Gold, Christmas Nights, how fitting.
Yeah,
So-
best of Saturn. Peter.
So yeah, no, this was the ultimate innovation force and the force in the business for many years. And basically a fine reward for supporting it was the free Christmas demo thing, that the free demo that they gave for for the US. One fun fact though about that was that in Japan you actually had to buy it separately.
Oh yeah, I've heard that. They gave it away free in the West, but Japan it was sold.
You had to pay
game.
for
Yeah.
it. So I think it was like a.
It's worth it. Great game.
It is. It's pretty good. It's features just one course, but the course completely reskinned to be Christmas themed. I think it's like the first level. I think, right?
Yeah, it's
level of the
Clarice's
game.
first level, Spring Valley.
Yeah, but it's pretty much the same as the base game. Just a lot of Christmas stuff. I've never really played it that much in depth, besides just playing the first level. There are some hacks there, like there are some things like you'd and people have hacked like you'd actually play as Sonic in it. Thanks to Bo's hack, you'd play the Sonic in the Christmas Nights, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you can unlock Sonic, playable Sonic in Christmas Nights eventually, just like through normal gameplay. But he did kind of do some hacks to make him, playable and like fly. So he'll fly instead of just running around.
Yeah, so that's pretty
neat.
cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, very neat. Do you have any memories playing this one? This is probably one of the earliest games I played on it.
On
When
the
I bought my
Saturn?
bundle, yeah, because I bought when I first got my Saturn, I got a giant bundle of games from Japan, and this
Yeah.
was in it, along with House of the Dead and then Die Hard, Dynamite Deca.
Okay. That's cool. Well, yeah, I try to play Christmas nights every Christmas. I actually was not able to this year because I was just like wiped. I was so tired. It had been so busy, and I had not really gotten very good sleep the last couple of days. I like slept in today because it was my first day in like a week. I was able to actually sleep. So yeah, I'm gonna have to boot it up though before the end of the year so that I can, or I guess I could wait for New Year's Day too because it's got a New Year's Day themed screen in it as well, which is cool. Yeah, Christmas nights is it is fun. I've kind of like slowly gained more of an appreciation for nights as a game over the years as I've come to grips with the gameplay and how you're supposed to play it to do well with it. So, but I mean, even if you are not like a huge Nights aficionado, it's still fun to boot up Christmas nights. One of the few Christmas themed games on the Saturn, and just give it a whirl for a little bit.
I mean, you can also play the Segata-san SHIRO Christmas collection, the game collection with you throwing presents in people's houses, or you can play Father Christmas, which is an absolute garbage game.
Father Christmas, absolutely an option. There's also Galaximus, which is a homebrew by Emerald Nova.
Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. I like that one.
Yeah, so that's another option. He was talking to me about trying to put together a homebrew that was Christmas themed, based on I think it's like a first-person RPG engine that he's working on. It's a game called Seniru.
Yeah, Seniru, that's his big game.
Yeah, I guess he's going to do like a little one-level thing where you run around an area and find Christmas presents. I guess he wasn't able to get it done or didn't find the time for it, unfortunately. I don't know, maybe he'll still try to whip it up by the end of the year. But, yeah, because that would be cool to see. So it's fun to play a little homebrew.
No, for sure. I'm hoping. I actually was unfortunately able not to play Snatcher this holiday season, so I was kind of sad.
Yeah, it's just really a busy Christmas season. Well, I mean, you know what? It was like kind of a shorter Christmas season too, because like they were just saying on the news today that there were 5 fewer days between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year than last year. So I think it just came up real quick on everybody.
Yeah, no, it snuck up on me, so I was a bit sad, and it was a bit faster than I'd anticipate it being, but I mean, for the most part, yeah, but I mean, for the most part, I think I might try to play a little bit. I've been trying to find time, but ironically enough, I've been playing more RuneScape than anything.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Going back into the old RuneScape.
Oh, you know, it's one thing I did do with my Saturn this week was a certain, well, I'll just say it's Trekkies Unite, who has he's like the video aficionado for the Saturn homebrew scene, of course. And last year he had converted how the Grinch Stole Christmas into a like playable show that you can just run on your Saturn and watch it. And this year he sent me the Charlie Brown Christmas special that I could play on my Saturn. So that's how I hadn't watched it on TV or anything this year. So I just popped it on my satiator and watched it on my Saturn. Just sat there watching the whole thing. It was great.
You know what? That was weird. I noticed that.
Great.
Yeah, I noticed that a lot of TV show stations, like we tried to watch Rudolph or the Day Without Santa Claus and the other ones, but we couldn't find any of the what are those ones called, the claymation ones?
Oh, really?
I couldn't find any of them this year.
I think they were on like Amazon Prime or Apple TV Plus. It's like those streaming services like have bought the rights to some of them, which is weird. And I think they let you watch them for free. You don't have to subscribe to them. But still you have to like boot up their service and maybe make an account. I don't know.
Yeah, we couldn't find any of them streaming. We tried to look for it, but
I think people weren't even thinking of those. You know, they're just like, well, why aren't they on TV? Why aren't they on Netflix?
Yeah, Rankin Bass, that's what it was.
Yeah, Rankin Bass shows.
But no, I didn't see Charlie Brown either, weirdly enough. Like,
yeah.
I honestly I don't even remember hearing like the song on the radio.
Oh, weird.
Either songs. Actually, there was one time I actually did hear it before I watched Christmas. I watched the latest season of Arrested Development, and they played a short bit of that. So I was really happy that even though I didn't get that, I did get it through Arrested Development. So
nice. Well, thanks for Trekkies sending that to me. I think he's going to probably enter that into the Sega Extreme homebrew competition, I would imagine.
It was really good looking.
Be able to check it out. Yeah, it's full screen. PlayStation can't do that. It looked great. A lot
I
of
think
fun.
my only doc is that it's the revised version, not the original version print
Oh,
that he
really?
did. But he told me he didn't really. He just picked up what he got on a DVD from Walmart, and I was like,
Yeah,
okay,
he
fair
said that.
enough, fair enough.
That's easy enough. Spend $1. You know, can't
Yeah,
blame him.
I'm just particular with that stuff, so but that's just me. I like the revised version either way. They just made a couple
Mhm.
changes that I'm not a fan of, but
Mhm.
either way, it's Charlie Brown, so you can't hate on that.
Yeah, still a good time.
Yeah, I heard it on the like that's the thing that's really on is that the one I listen to that they have the Christmas 24/7, which is 99.9 Arizona, didn't play that song when I've listened to it, so maybe it's just bad timing on my part. They probably did. You know, I did survive Whamageddon though. I did survive Whamageddon.
Okay, you never heard the Last Christmas?
Yeah, I survived it, so I survived
Congrats.
Whamageddon.
Good.
I tried to do Mariah, did the Mariah the Klingon Mariah challenge, but
Mhm.
unfortunately I lost that one. But
Yeah, she's everywhere, man.
I couldn't win that one. I'm not a true Klingon warrior this year, unfortunately.
I did hear Last Christmas coming out of Andrea's out of a cell phone, and I was like, oh man, why? This is not a Christmas song. I think we heard it out on out and about at some stores too. It's like it's just a song that takes place at Christmas. It's not really
What
a
is?
song about Christmas, you know?
What is?
Well, it has the word, so
Yeah,
people
Last
probably
Christmas. I mean, they
thought-
talk about it.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, but the lyrics, and there are barely any lyrics to it, but the lyrics are just like, you know, they're talking about an event that happened to take place on Christmas. It had nothing to do with Christmas itself.
I mean, they had bells in there, Christmas bells, and Last Christmas.
Does it?
Yeah.
That doesn't
Dun
make it.
dun
That doesn't
dun
make
dun
it count.
dun dun dun
Just
dun.
bells, please. Are you defending it? I thought you tried to avoid it.
No, I like Last Christmas, but I like playing Whamageddon. Like
Okay.
it's different. I like the song, but I like playing the avoidance of it. So that was funny. Evan Jenkins said Whamageddon, Kirk Hammett. No, you're thinking of Whamageddon. You know, wah, 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 wah. That's Whamageddon. You got that mixed up, Evan Jenkins. Sorry. Happens to the best of us.
Tales of Saturn says next week we're telling us Die Hard isn't a Christmas film.
Oh,
Well,
that reminds
listen,
me.
buddy.
I didn't watch my Christmas film, which is Batman Returns. I forgot to watch that one.
That's good. I did actually watch Die Hard on TV while I was practicing my trumpet. I don't know, in recent days. And I think a better argument could be made for Die Hard being a Christmas movie than Last Christmas being a Christmas song. There's a lot of Christmas songs in Die Hard. We're totally going off track here, but you know that when John McClane sends the guy down the elevator and he's got, you know, ho 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 on him, he's dressed like Santa. That's Christmassy. You know, they mentioned several times that it's happening on Christmas Eve. I think it's more of a Christmas movie. You know, and with it being played every year on Christmas, that's, you know, making it into a tradition. I don't know. I'm just a Last Christmas hater. Just leave me be.
Hashtag Christmas hater. Drain Sand said I watched Muppets Christmas Carol this year. I did too. Actually, I saw it in like a theater. It was really good.
Great movie.
It was the first time I actually saw that.
You saw it in a theater? That's awesome.
Yeah, it was at the orchestra that we do. They did a charity thing. Like all the money went to charity and stuff for it. So
yeah,
went there supported.
Nice.
It was really good. I love I love it now. It's one of my favorite ones. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Yeah, really it is really good. I've only ever seen it on VHS or DVD or whatever.
It's really good. Michael Caine killed it. Mm-hmm. His second best role next to what's his name from Batman?
Right, his Butler.
Yeah, Butler.
Anybody I can't think of his name either. Holy crap.
I forgot his name. What is the Butler's name from Batman? Somebody put in the chat. I feel like an idiot. Also, Jingle
Alfred,
All the Way.
Thank you.
Alfred, yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I love that one too. That one's the best. It actually has what's his name in it? The Big Show. So that was pretty cool for people that like wrestling. It's the Big Show. It's going to be a big show tonight.
Big Show is cool. Hey, so do we want to get to our look at the top 10 stories of Saturn?
I was joking. Yeah, let's talk top 10. Dan wrote this article. I guess I'll introduce it and Dan will do the rest of it. So Dan wanted to talk about his... actually, this is weird. You introduce it. It's weird talking with you here.
Okay, thanks, Pat.
Sorry.
we can talk about each thing as I go through it.
Yeah,
So
sorry.
this year began the celebration of the Saturn's 30th anniversary, starting with its Japanese launch in November 1994 and continuing into 2025 with its release around the world. Even after 3 decades, Sega's 5th generation console and the fan community that loves it continue to make headlines. Here are the biggest Saturn stories of 2024, as decided by members of SHIRO. We all voted.
Is this from the least to the most, or is it from most to least?
No, yeah, we're starting with number 10, and we're going to make our way to the number 1 story of the year.
Okay, I just want to make sure. I wasn't sure how it went.
Yeah. So number 10 is the SHIRO development continues as adoption increases.
Yeah, so this one's been the SHIRO stuff really kicked off, didn't it, this year?
Yeah, they started selling them on AliExpress last year, but it seemed like it really did take off this year.
Yeah, no, it seems kind of insane how crazy it's been getting. Like we at first we were like skeptical, like the last year, like the end of last year, we were still skeptical, and then it kept coming out. I was like, okay, we probably should put money into it and try that out. And I don't think we regret it. Me and Dave liked it quite a bit, minus all the issues.
Yeah, you guys got it, and I believe James, the Segaholic, got one as well, and even wrote up a great setup guide for it, along with a comparison with how it loads games compared to the Fenrir ODE. So those we've had a few stories about the SHIRO on the site this year. Definitely has been a big story. A lot of people talking about it on the Saturn subreddit or elsewhere online. In our own Discord, we have a SHIRO specific thread where people talk about the updates. It just had a big update a couple days ago on Christmas, version 0.7 for the firmware, because Chinese homebrew developer TP Unix keeps working on that firmware after reviving the project last year. So yeah, been there's a little bit of controversy to the SHIRO because of the way that it sort of has like a patchwork.
This looks like a job for me, so everybody.
Yes. Sorry for making the reference accidentally.
Sorry, but every time I hear Eminem, I gotta sing.
It's okay.
No.
Understandable. But yeah, there's been a little bit of, please don't launch into it again, a little bit of controversy with how
No. I'm just joking. I'll stop.
The firmware has like a patchwork approach to how it makes games work with it, because the SHIRO is essentially emulating the whole CD block and just completely ignoring the actual CD block in your Saturn. And so it's got to kind of do bespoke patches to every game that you're trying to play on your SD card off of it when they try to make calls to the CD block. So it's a little weird, and it makes homebrew development possibly difficult. But it is making the wider Saturn library a lot more accessible to a lot of people, because the SHIRO is pretty easy plug and play device, and it is cheaper than any other ODE option. So I can see how it would be popular.
Yeah, I definitely would not recommend it, even to date, over the Satiator or a Fenrir even. But I mean, it's pretty good for what you want for. If you guys just want to play the retail games and save money, honestly, it's probably the best option in my opinion. But if you want to dig deeper,
Mr. Core's getting real good with the Saturn.
Yeah, you would know about that, wouldn't you, Dan?
I would now, yes. Yeah, now we're getting through the holidays, I've got to crack down with my Mister and write up an update story, because there have been a lot of updates to the core in the last couple months that I would like to cover.
Well, I'm excited that you got one. I'm excited.
Me too.
I'm gonna hug you later.
Okay. So number 9 top story for the Saturn this year is Bo Bales going hog wild, or whole hog, if you will, on finding secrets and undiscovered cheat codes in Saturn games. We went over a couple of these earlier in the show.
So yeah, he just blew up this year and last year, just like exploded on the scene.
Yeah, he started like late 2022. He was looking at his favorite game, Burning Rangers, trying to find some secrets with that and the prototypes. 2023, he started looking at it more and looking at another Sonic team developed game, Nights into Dreams. And this year, he turned the knowledge that he gained from poking around with those games into looking at all all kinds of different Saturn games all year, and he's been writing about it for the benefit of everyone. And whenever he finds something new, either it's hidden content or a cheat code no one knew about before, or debug menus or whatever, he's letting us know about it. And it's given us a lot of cool new secrets to these games that have been around for decades. It was very awesome.
Yeah, no, it's really insane, and not to mention only that, but his hacks as well, like the I think he did the Oops All Special Stages hack, or was that somebody else?
Sonic 3D Blast, yeah, I think he did.
He did that one. Oh yeah, he did that one. He did this the Oops Only Sonic from Sonic Jam. No, you can play as Tails. Play as Tails in Sonic Jam. And of course, the Bomberman find, and then this recent one with the STV board, STV game on the prologue. So a lot of not only cheat code finds, but also awesome mods too.
Yeah, and he found a cheat code to activate Clockwork Knight 1 on the Clockwork Knight 2 disc, the US disc. That was pretty crazy. So yeah, the unused costume and stage, hiding and fighting vipers. I personally loved that because I love that game, and I couldn't believe there was extra stuff hidden in there.
We know you love your Honey, Dan.
Honey's a great character. She's not my main though. Grace is my main.
Gotta support the girls.
Yeah, his Duke hack. That's true. Double dime slow coin points out he did do
Duke hack for the competition.
Yeah, a hack so we could do Duke Nukem 3D in the competition. And it wouldn't lower your points if you die. It only raises points when you get a kill. Yeah, for the head-to-head. So yeah, that was awesome too.
So, and we even added a whole section on our site for Bo too.
Yes, we did. So you can see all of the stuff that he has done. You just kind of mouse over the resources at the top of SegaSaturnShiro.com, and you go down to the Bo Bales Hacks and Cheats. It's called Hacks and Cheats, and that's all Bo Bales' stuff.
Yeah, but all of his articles always figured, and it will update. Like this will it's an auto puller, so it'll pull all the stories that he's ever worked on. So if you guys want a place where you could find his stories easy and find all the stories related to Bo, you could hit that resources, and it will automatically do that for you guys.
Yeah.
So thank you again, Bo. Love you. Much love. I actually just want to take a moment and thank you so much for all the hard work you've been doing in the community. Thank you, Bo. Much love. Hopefully, I'm looking forward to everything that you're working on in the future. You're amazing. Yeah. Thank you, Bo.
We appreciate it.
Much love.
So our number 8 story of 2024. Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Just I didn't know if you had something else to add.
So our number 8
story of the year, is that the SHIRO website is now browsable on real Saturns with a Netlink modem. And this was made possible by community member Ray Me, who also has like a website that's kind of it's like a dumbed down, like 90s era website so that you can access it on old devices like the Sega Saturn. And so he very graciously created a proxy to host a version of the SHIRO website that can be viewed on a Saturn with the old Planet Web browser. So that's super cool because, it has to be HTML 3.0 compliant. It can't be HTTPS. It has to be just HTTP. They didn't have all that security stuff yet. So, or at least it didn't support it. It may have existed in some form back in 1996. Why don't we go
meta and we'll talk about this entry on the 1.0 website.
Oh yeah, nice. There you go. Yeah, that's how it looks. He even converts all the images to be smaller so that they don't crash the poor Saturn. They can load it over its 28.8 baud modem. So super cool that this is possible. I wish I had a DreamPie just so I could do this because it doesn't work when you are running the Netlink tunneler over like a PC, which is how I use the Netlink modem. Sadly, I don't know what the hang-up is, but it's possible for some people. If you still have regular analog phone lines in your neighborhood by some chance, you'll be able to just access it that way too. So
yeah, and if you want to access it on actually the website itself, you can go on that little resource here, go to resources, and hit HTML 1.0 site, and it will take you directly to Ramey's site where you can look at all our articles on your Saturn.
Yep. Yeah, Shiro.reye.me. is the website.
Thank you
that was a lot
again.
of fun. Yes, thank you, Ray.
So number 7 is Change the Narrative Initiative. So it wasn't
Yes.
really long since we really launched this. So this is sort of a result of all the the people in the online that are saying that the Saturn is dead, or like every article it's like, oh, the Saturn is a failed console. Every opening line like that it's paraphrased like, oh, Saturn is a failed console, and it's like that's how everything opened. People just like looking at the negative of it and sort of like not looking at the positive and what's going on. But SaturnDave announced at the 29th anniversary US last May, they emphasized with with Dan and James that the Saturn is not dead. The Saturn is our future, and the narrative should be changed to be a more positive one and more positive, looking for like the fan translations, the homebrews, and the future of the Saturn. And a lot of people giving us flack saying, "Oh, it's revisionist history." It's like we're not revising it. No one's saying that what happened. It's more of, yeah, we get it. Saturn's dead. Can we focus on another part of it? Then it's dead. And oh, hey, here's some wacky games for. Here's like a bunch of weird games, and it's like cool. That's great.
Yeah, there's more to the Saturn than how many consoles it sold in the 90s. There's more to the Saturn than it was hard to develop for 90s developers. It's still alive today in 2024. There's a thriving scene for it. We have all this homebrew coming out, all these fan translations coming out, all these hardware peripherals, and ODEs and everything being developed and making it easier and more fun to play the Saturn. There's a lot of positive things to say about the Saturn, and not every video and article needs to start with, well, the Saturn failed, but. So that's what the Change the Narrative initiative is about. And of course, our friends and fellow SHIRO members, the Sega guys, did a couple of cool videos kind of rounding out the initiative or drilling down deeper into it. Especially James's The Sega Saturn Didn't Fail. Here's what it did right. So if you haven't watched that, absolutely go check it out. It's on YouTube, and we do have a link to his story that he put on the site here too. And he really goes into kind of what I just summarized, that the Saturn has a lot of good points going for it right now that are relevant today, and we shouldn't forget that.
All right, so number 6, Halo Pal Zone releases hard-boiled unreleased Saturn version. I'm getting just now. I'm sorry. So a lot of the ports, of course, got canceled over the days. This one is kind of interesting. So this one is by a company. I believe it's Cryoware. I believe is the name of it. Maybe
I think so.
Cryo, basically, or it's Cryo Entertainment, I think is the name of it. Let me just make sure I get the name right. So, yeah, Cryo Interactive. So for those who know who Cryo is, they did the famous Mega Race series. I don't know if you ever played that, Dan.
No, I haven't. Mm-mm.
With the fitting man, Dan Boyle, or I think it's something Boyle. I forgot his name, what it was, but yeah, they did that, and this is a Saturn version of Hardboiled that unfortunately never made the light of day. But Dave covered it, did a little gameplay of it, and there's 3 prototypes about that was offered, right, Dan?
Hidden Palace put out 3 prototypes that kind of show the progress that the developer made on the port before it ultimately got canceled. I guess the game only officially came out in Europe on the PlayStation. I believe that's all the developer had money for after their publisher decided that they didn't want anything to do with it. But these prototypes are playable. Bo Bales did find a cheat code that lets you pick any level. So that's cool. If the game's a little tough for you, you can still experience it thanks to the cheat code. We do go over that in our story. And it's fun to get these prototypes, which we get every once in a while. A lot of games got canceled for the Saturn, and sometimes they still end up seeing the light of day. And this is almost like getting a new game for our Saturns to try out, and it's historical too,
For sure, yeah. So I'm excited that we get to play that. Thank you, Hidden Palace, for releasing that, and of course Dave for releasing a cool video on that too. Throwing out that did really good numbers on our YouTube channel.
Nice.
So yeah, do you want to cover this one, Dan? The X-Men Arcade on Saturn, number 5.
Our fifth fifth biggest story of the year is the X-Men arcade recreation on Saturn. So yeah, Saturn got a lot of official ports of arcade games, but never Konami's X-Men beat 'em up from 1992. So Sega Extreme community member Hot Rod X started working this year to change that, recreating the game on Saturn. He has released new builds on his progress every couple of months. And the community has been thrilled with his work and the ability to play a great new game on our favorite console, the Saturn. The latest version from earlier this month features half of the final game's levels and 5 out of the 6 playable characters. So it looks like we're probably going to get a final version of this, completed version sometime in 2025. But it's definitely been a big story and something people have really been talking about and enjoying all through 2024. So thanks to Hot Rod X for working so hard on this and doing such a great job. It's been shaping up into a fun new release on the Saturn.
Yeah, and if there's anything and if you want to check out a little video, there's a little video by our friends at the Sega guys that did a video of the update of it.
Yeah. Yeah, they checked out version 0.4.
Yeah, so yeah, definitely check that out. Someone asking the question, is there any post-show bar scene at PRGE looking to come this October? I mean, there is a couple post events, the things that we were really dead tired, things that you have to keep in mind that a lot of us are like in our 30s and 40s, so I know after the show, a lot of us, after being out there all day around the Sega room, we're dead tired. And we did get invited to some post things, but most of you just want to get some food and go eat somewhere, you know?
You're too old to have a bar scene or to be seen on a bar scene.
Yeah. I don't know if we're actually gonna do PRG next year. Actually, now that I think about it,
really?
we might do. I'd like to do Retropalooza, the one with Bob and everybody. Yeah. So I'd like to do that one, but I don't know.
Changing it up.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see. I like PRG, so if they invite us back next year and do our rooms again, I'd be down.
Mm-hmm.
But that's we haven't even talked about that yet, so that'd be great if we could.
Yeah, it's still well in the future.
Alright, so this one was intense. Frogbull makes proof of concept demo of Crash Bandicoot on Saturn while working on Metal Gear Solid. So I believe last year that he came onto the scene, right?
Yeah, Frogbull first put out his Metal Gear Solid demo in 2023, and people weren't quite sure if it was real or not. And then there was confirmation that yes, it was real. And so our fourth biggest story of 2024 is that he has continued putting out cool demos of PlayStation games on the Saturn.
Yeah, no, and this one was a pretty big one. The playing Crash Bandicoot on Saturn. I know that he gave us that to play a little bit. We'll show off another Sega Guys video.
Yeah, that was pretty neat. He's got like a couple different sections of Crash Bandicoot that you can play. He also showed off a little recreation of Final Fantasy VII on the Saturn this year, and he's still working on Shadow Moses Island. It's almost complete on his Metal Gear Solid on Saturn demo. So it's very cool. He hasn't put any of these out playable for the public yet, but I kind of wonder if he will, if he ever gets any of them like totally finished or more finished or something. I don't know. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully you guys check out on the relevant articles on it and check it out, and hopefully we can maybe see a demo eventually that we could play. Or one for the public. I mean, we played it, but I mean,
we've got to play.
I didn't want to say, I want to seem ahead of myself a little bit, but.
Well, we do appreciate Frogbull giving us a couple of little sneak peeks at what he's working on, because it's all very cool to see what the Saturn is capable of doing and to show that, it could do what the PlayStation was doing back then.
Yeah, so number 3, community challenges. Sega Steve, I'll be down. I'll be seeing you at Game On Expo, though, so I mean, worst case, we just do Game On, but... Here's number 3, SHIRO monthly community challenges shed light on little played Saturn games, so... Do you want to go for this, Dan? And also, there's a lot of your wheelhouse and your sort of work.
Yeah, I am on the planning committee, although I'm definitely not really like at the head of it. I just kind of like help them out and advise them a little bit. But Double Dime, Sega RPG fan, Gregory Rasputin, as well as Random, SaturnDave, and Ziden all work on deciding what these community challenges are going to be. And they do, it's something we've done 6 times this year. We did it. We were going to maybe do it every month, but then we decided, okay, that might be a little tiring for people. So we switched it to an every other month schedule. It seems to work well. And the challenges are a month long when we do them. Our last one was last month in November for Kingdom Grand Prix. And we tried to pick games that, one, we can kind of do some fun competitive challenges for, like, you know, best times on all these different tracks or whatever. Although we did also introduce a format where we're all just sort of playing an RPG together, like a book club, which is what we did with Blazing Heroes, also known as Mystaria, the Realms of Lore. And we always choose games that are not as heralded on the Saturn. They're not your Nights into Dreams, or your Virtual Fighter 2s, or you know, Sega Rally, Daytona USA, that sort of thing. It's stuff that's a little more under the radar, a little less appreciated, but still really good games. You know, February we did Sega Touring Car Championship, and everyone realized, hey, this game is actually a really good racing game. If you just have to like come to grips with how it wants you to race. You know, you're not power sliding all over the place. It's a little more measured of a racing style. Then in March we played Steep Slope Sliders. In May we played Digital Pinball, a couple of different pinball games by the same company, actually. In July we played High Velocity and its Japan-only sequel Toge King 2. And September,
Tongue King, my favorite.
Yeah. September we did Blazing Heroes, like I said, and November was Kingdom Grand Prix. So we've had quite a variety this year, and we're looking to continue it into next year. Like I said, we're going to announce what January's game will be next week. And this has just been a really fun way to not just highlight underappreciated Saturn games, but to get the community playing their Saturns and all talking about the same game for a little bit, you know, having that emphasis on the community. And you know, all having, it's almost like a new game releases and everybody is, you know, playing it and talking about it together and talking about their experiences. That's kind of what we're replicating a little bit with the SHIRO monthly challenges. So that's been really fun. We've had good reception to it this year, and we'll look to have a good 2025 with it.
Exactly, a lot of good challenges. I'm really excited to see what you guys decide on next year. I always love playing it. I've had a chance to really play them. But I really am excited that these are out there and people are engaging with it and winning prizes too. So,
yeah, you just have to join our Discord server, and which is where we do all the submissions of your times or, you know, what have you, whatever your submission is for the challenge, and we do all the discussion and whatnot. So,
Whatnot. Also, we're sponsored by Whatnot now. Just joking, we're not doing that. Put my underwear on Whatnot.
Saturn does with PlayStation 2, Cerulean said. So yeah, our number 2 biggest story of the year is English fan translations continue to pour in. Want to talk about it, Pat?
Pour in. So yeah, this year's been really nuts for just the amount of English translations. Like, I think every year has been one-upping each other, but this one was pretty crazy. I mean, we got stuff like Dracula X by Team, huh?
We had a lot.
Yeah, like we had Dracula X by Team Medusa. Like a third or fourth version of a Nocturne patch, so that's kind of insane. Shadow Tusk by Night of Dragon, really fun game. Love that. Love the turn-based thing. That's a new one. Kingdom Grand Prix by Bo and Malenko. Silhouette Mirage by Rasputin. Mario Crackpot and Sea Sketch.
That was their retranslation of it. You know, they had last year they had inserted the working designs translation into Silhouette Mirage, and then early this year they did their own translation that was closer to the, you know, original Japanese script. So that was cool.
Got Rabbit by 18, Bo, Walnut, and Malenko. So really happy to see Rabbit getting translated. That's a great fun game. Young Rhythm. This one's a fun one, even though, oh man, that game, oh man.
You love it. It's your favorite.
I love it. I just wish that it was less sensitive. Even with a BVM, I had problems playing that game.
Tough, yeah.
Blastwind by Terry CF. And then Logic Puzzle and Saturn Bomberman Fight by Malenko. And then Saturn Bomberman Fight specifically by Shadow Nerfer, A-Team, and Blue Moon 95.
Yep.
So a lot of great fan translations. There's a lot in the works that's and not only English but also Spanish. Like the Resident Evil got a Spanish dub by Salve Garrido, and the French translation for Lunacy and Torrico. Riven and Herc's Adventures were also created by Kitchen 934 for their French translation. So it's a good time to play Saturn games when you don't speak Japanese, for sure.
Yeah, it's almost like, you know, a bunch of new games, new releases for the Saturn, when all of a sudden the game is, you know, playable in your language that you couldn't really understand before, especially for ones that have a lot of story going on with them, you know, like Shadows of the Tusk, or you know, I mean, Young Rhythm, if you will, does have you know, it's a music rhythm game, but also it's got a lot of story and stuff going on. Yeah, Young Rhythm Suite. You know, and even just stuff with simple instructions, but they're only in Japanese, like Logic Puzzle Rainbow Town. You know, all of a sudden it's so much more playable when you have it in English. So thank you to everyone who works on these translation patches. You do an awesome service to the whole community and make the Saturn better and keep it alive into 2024 and beyond.
Yes, and then we have all the articles on the fan translation, so if you guys want to take a look at any of them and check out them out if you missed it, you get a full list of them, so you can go and check them out.
Yeah, it's Private Eye, I believe, who maintains a section of our website.
Private Eye, he watches you.
He keeps a section of the website going that has like a listing of all the different fan translations and where to go to get them. It's under resources and then fan translations. So yeah, we do have an awesome repository of everything that came out this year and previous years.
And then number one, you probably noticed that something was missing from this list, and that's because the number one article is, drumroll, the Princess Crown controversy. So there's a reason why we didn't put that in the fan translation section. Oh man. Oh man, oh man. Oh man, oh man, oh man.
This was technically a fan translation, but it invited so much attention and controversy that it's really worth breaking out into its own thing, its own story. This was probably the most talked about thing in the Saturn community this year. So it is our top story of 2024.
And it got a lot of traffic on not only the website, our YouTube channel, but our social media as well. Wow, yeah. This generated so much traffic. Part of me, besides the controversy part, I was really happy with how much it drove to our YouTube channel. I think it's our most viewed video now.
Wow.
So I think it might be behind the Castlevania one still. That one's still like in the 20s of thousands. It's kind of nuts. But yeah, where to get started? And that's not a rhetorical question. Where do you get started on this train wreck of an event?
Well, I mean, I'll just say that Princess Crown has been one of the most requested English fan translations. You know, the game that people want to see translated into English over the years. It is a really beautiful looking action RPG by the team that would end up becoming Vanillaware. It only came out in Japan. It's never come out in English officially on any platform. So people have really been wanting to play it in English. And that's why there was so much jubilation when a fan named EAD Master put a patch up on his GitHub back in October. But the mood turned mixed when people realized that EAD Master had used a forked old previously public GitHub from an in-progress translation by Cyber Warrior X and Sam I Am, who have been quietly toiling on their own translation of Princess Crown for more than a decade now. Cyber Warrior X and Sam I Am said that EAD Master never asked for their permission before using the translation for his patch, with EAD Master arguing that the license under which the translation was put on GitHub allowed him to use it without permission, which is true. So fans were divided on who was more in the right between the two, whether, you know, this patch should have been put out at all, even, you know, considering there wasn't permission given, even if, you know, he didn't really need it. Was that uncouth of him to do? Should he have, you know, just held off on it? Was it okay because they've taken too long, some people say, to put out their translation?
Because it was an open license that they could use that. Like, there's a lot of opinions on this article.
They can.
Yeah, it got so crazy that we got wrapped up in a whole conspiracy theory on it, which was kind of nuts.
Yeah. So, regardless of which side you may land on, the discourse around Princess Crown and the hope it gave people to finally play a classic made it this year's biggest story on the Saturn scene.
Yeah, it was funny because a lot of people were like sort of not mentioning they're like and there was voting on the top 10. Sorry, their doorbell rang, threw me off. There was a lot of people that were voting the top 10, and a couple of them put this on the bottom just because of the whole controversy that it awoke. So, luckily we had a lot of people that agreed that it was important, but I don't blame the people that want to put that in the lower rungs of that, you know?
Yeah, Hawden says nobody should harass either party, and that's true. Nobody deserves to get harassment on either side of the issue. You know, people can do what they're going to do. You know, Cyber Warrior X and Samurai Am, for their part, did handle the situation pretty graciously. They didn't throw a huge stink about it. They did, you know, respond and give their side of the story. And they are supposedly still working on their own translation, and they have theirs in a much better and more advanced state than the one that the EAD Master did fork from years and years ago. So we'll see if they ever do finish theirs and put it out. That'll be an amazing day. I think everyone can agree. But in the meantime, there is, you know, a way to play it with a rough translation that EAD Master has provided. So, yeah, it invited a lot of controversy. What's that, Pat? Okay, you're going. Okay, hopefully he's okay. But yeah, Princess Crown invited a lot of controversy, but it also was just such a huge story. You know, who could believe that Princess Crown would be playable in English in some fashion? That, you know, you had to say it was the #1 story for the Saturn, that even stood above the other fan translations just because they were not controversial, you know. And it's kind of sad that, well, something that's controversial would make it a bigger story, but that's just kind of how people are. That's how, you know, human nature is. When there's some kind of contentious issue, that attracts more attention. So yeah, you know, it was fun compiling this top 10 list
Sorry
of
about that. Somebody rang on my doorbell, and
oh, that's okay, Pat.
Nobody was there, so I had to look down the road, see if somebody was waiting there.
Welcome back. I was just going to mention our honorable mentions a little bit. You know, there's been a lot of Saturn news this year, and while that was our top 10, we've been posting about news and whatnot almost every weekday this year. We have probably about 250 posts or something that we made on the site this year. So there was a lot of stories that we considered to be top 10 that didn't quite make the cut. Stuff like, you know, the Saturn Mini that's being sold on the AliExpress, which Pandemonium made a great story about how it's a waste of money and harmful to the Saturn scene. You know, new satiator firmware came out that adds multi-disc support and booting retail discs, which is cool, and burned discs. The Saturn Mr. Court continues to improve with, you know, mouse and light gun support, audio improvements, the garage shading's fixed. So it's been awesome to see.
Gonad shading.
Yeah, go ahead and say. You broke the story about Retrobit announcing a Saturn arcade stick that's going to come hopefully next year or something, sometime in the future.
I'm
that's
hoping.
Cool.
We'll see. We'll see. They didn't bring it to Pure GE, unfortunately. So.
Yeah. But that should be fun whenever that comes out. Sega released Saturn 30th anniversary soundtracks for Sega Rally and Burning Rangers. So that was cool on CD. Third-party franchises that appeared on Saturn have gotten modern revival announcements, stuff like Tokyo Extreme Racer, to Tokimeki Memorial, and Croc. Croc should be right around the corner, I think, too. Assault Suit Lanos 2.
Just joking. I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
That was a bad joke. I'm excited.
So Assault Suit Lanos 2 Saturn Tribute came out with a new English translation, an official English localization.
Still can't rip that. Can't figure out how to get that ripped. That'd be kind of cool to get that.
But you can buy it and support the developers, which I did personally. And then they also did a Saturn Tribute of Wolfang Skullfang. Not translated, but I guess it didn't need it as much. A new world record was set for virtual highlight at a Games Done Quick competition early this year. Joe Engine added voxel support, which is cool. Hitomi 2500 ported the 240p test suite to the Saturn, and I think they updated it to add some new features recently too, so that's cool. Also, normal mapping on Saturn is being developed by homebrewers. We should see that in some homebrew coming up pretty shortly in the future, hopefully for the competition on Sega Extreme. And lastly, the SHIRO NetBand tournaments have continued in earnest this year. We had the Virtual On tournament that ended in January. Bomberman tournament ended in April. The Puzzle Bobble tournament ended in June, and we still have a Duke Nukem 3D tournament ongoing. So a lot of cool stuff has happened in the Saturn scene this year.
No, for sure. I'm excited. There's just so many cool stuff that came out this year. We really couldn't cover it, but there's just so much good stuff. I am excited for all of the new stuff and what's coming in 2022 or 2025. Sorry.
What year is it?
What year is it?
Living in the past.
Yeah, but no, I'm excited. I'm excited for it. Yeah, but for the most part,
I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, but I think that's the last thing we have, right? Do you have any last words for the last year, Dan?
2024 has been a fun year. Here's to a great 2025. Hope that everyone listening and watching has a good New Year's and a happy New Year's and a healthy and safe one. We'll see you next year.
Or have a crazy unsafe one, whatever one you want to do.
Yeah,
Go
I guess
nuts.
If you want to be reckless.
Go party like an animal, party like a rock lobster, party like a rock star, you know?
Well, thanks for joining SHIRO all this year and, watching the show, listening to all the podcasts, reading the stories on the website, and interacting with the community on Discord and our other social media platforms. We really appreciate it. And we really appreciate all of our Patreon subscribers who have supported us and support our mission of, bringing Saturn to the masses and bringing the community together and, really trying to, keep the Saturn alive into 2025 and beyond.
For sure. Before we go, though, let's shout out our patrons, our Patreones.
Who they subscribe, is it a $10 a month level to get their name shouted out?
20.
$20, okay. Thank you to all these names.
So we got a Murder Crows, Emerald Nova, Johannes Fetz, Paul Blort, Sega Steve, Cerillion, Chris Piper, Daniel Fredrickson, Derek Pesquilla, aka A-Team. Thank you for all the patches. Evo42, Featuring Friend Otaku, Jim Clusherank, Lining Productions, Momphis, Normal Guy, Newt Ragus, Robert Ramsey, Rowan Dinkt, Stoneman, The Sega Guys, and of course Young Money So We. If you guys want to chat Young Rhythm Sweet, thank you guys for banking us at the $10 and up level. If you guys want to get chat on the show, you back to the $10 up level, we will shout you out on the show. And of course, any level will get you a bunch of really cool perks and stuff that I think are really cool. $3 for Discord access. It's really worth it. I think it's really worth it for the insider stuff. And if you guys can't back us on the regular financial level, you can also buy a T-shirt or our magazine. We got a lot of shops here. We got the SHIRO magazine. You got
we have mugs too, hoodies.
Mugs, hoodies, stuff like that. But we have a lot of good stuff.
Can you get that?
Magazines.
Do we sell that hat? No, the hat was made by Moose Tracks.
We'd like to figure out how to get that though.
Yeah, that would be cool.
A lot of shirts, but yeah. And then of course you can join our Discord. We're always access available on there to talk and chat. Got cool videos.
Just link to that in chat. Thank you, Bunny.
So we got a lot of cool stuff. So I guess with that done, I guess we just want to wish you guys a happy new year, much love, and thank you for watching and spending time on us. I know it's you guys should be watching a lot of other things and stuff like that in a lot of retro channels, but I'm glad that you selected us, the SHIROs, to support you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much, guys, and remember, you must play Sega Saturn.
You must.